That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 285. Mike Biseglia, Alex Benesowitz, and we are presented by Odyssey. NBA opening night for both the Knicks and the Nets. Knicks winners at home versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, while the Brooklyn Nets lose on the road against the Charlotte Hornets. Alex and I have been doing this podcast since 2020. So we are now in what appears to be season number 5 of Bad Weather Fans. We have seen a lot through the years.
We have.
But we are here now. Knicks get the win. Nets get the loss. A lot to break down. And Alex, it's exciting here as we're live. If you're checking us out on Twitter, don't forget to go head over to Bad Weather Fans on YouTube so you can get all of our content. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're new to this watching, I'm the Nets fan. Alex is the Knicks fan. And Alex, just how are you? And it's refreshing to do an episode where we have NBA basketball to talk about.
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm very happy. Knicks with a nice win, convincing win. Let it slip away a little bit in the third, but ultimately stepped on their throats and won the game. It's happy to have some basketball back. It's happy to have the NBA on NBC back. I'm happy to have Clyde back for another year. I'm happy the Knicks are championship contenders. I'm happy, man. I'm just a happy guy right now. Basketball.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun just having basketball back. Obviously, sure. Nets and Knicks in very different perspectives right now. Mm-hmm. Knicks going for title, Nets in a massive rebuild, and the Nets, they got their ass kicked, man. I mean, they really got beat bad. Lose by 20 plus. The Hornets just running all over them. The Nets could score. They just couldn't defend Charlotte, who did whatever they wanted, essentially in transition and getting into the paint and knocking down threes. And, the thing, I think the big outcome, I wasn't on Twitter today, Alex. I wasn't on Twitter tonight. I didn't mess with it during the game. I didn't want to see it. I wanted to have my own opinion. Right. My own opinion was this team is not very good, but they've got a lot of young players that can play. And I was happy that Coach played all 4 rookies, not all at once. Danny Wolf was hurt, right? But he did play Powell, Traore, Saraf, and Yegor Dioman. All of them got run today. So it was awful, but like I said, it was my stink, so I liked it. I like that part of it.
It's guys that'll be there, so you're getting to watch the development, like we talked about on the last episode. These guys are going to be there. It's not like D'Angelo Russell. Or a bunch of guys that are G League, all-stars that are not going to be around. They're not part of the future. So it's exciting, at least from that perspective for you, I'm sure.
No, it totally was. To kind of, I'm watching the Knicks game in one corner. I got the Nets on in front of me at the same time. And, just a different perspective of it is kind of wild. But I left losing by 20. I was more upset when they lost the Raptors preseason game. I don't even know why that makes sense. Maybe because it was like a close contested game, but I was pissed off when they lost that game.
Right.
I do, in respect to Coach Jordy also, end of I believe it was the start of the third quarter, he benched Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. because they were not playing great. They weren't showing any kind of heart. And he went to the bench and got something from Jalen Wilson, and Tyrese Martin actually gave him some minutes, and they got this thing down to 12 at one point in the third quarter, but they couldn't do much from there. But respect to that. And, then you have on the Knicks side, Mike Brown, first-time head coach with the Knicks. And, you look down, you see a lot of different guys getting minutes, and, it's probably more what a regular NBA coach would do and not Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, everybody played on the team besides Diawara. I mean, Kolek was getting early minutes, and not just like end of the game minutes, if it was a blowout, which it wasn't. It was literally in the rotation, Second quarter, to start the second quarter, you have a backcourt of Clarkson and Kolek, So it's great. I mean, you're seeing all the guys play. You're seeing everybody around. You're seeing, it's also important. I posted this on my Twitter at Knicks Central, where you were watching live, most of you, I would assume. And thanks for joining us. That it's important to get the entire bench into the game, the first game or two, because you get their feet wet, you get them on the floor, you build up a sweat, and you feel like you're all part of the team. You know what I mean? I'm sure the rotation will shrink a little bit for both the Knicks and the Nets. They're not going to play 11, 12 guys each team every game. You know what I'm saying? I know the Nets played a lot of players too, but eventually you'll find a tighter rotation. It might not be 7 guys like Tibbs, but it'll be,
Right.
a little bit more tight, but at the end of the day, it's good to get everybody into it. They feel like they're all part of the action, part of the team, and it makes everybody buy in a little more.
Yeah, I'll be really consistent with, and I'll say this about the Knicks. I'll be really consistent with how I even felt last year. Like last year, the Knicks started the season, they got their ass kicked versus the Celtics. That's how the season started, right? And then they couldn't. The narrative with them was they couldn't beat the big teams in
Right.
big games. Like tonight, they beat the Cavs, who are, I would say the Knicks and the Cavs are the 2 best teams in the East. But it's like the Knicks are missing 2 guys. The Cavs are missing 2 guys, in Garland and Hunter, who are key parts of this team. Garland, especially, of course, probably you could argue the second best player, I guess, Evan Mobley, whatever. But it's like, as somebody that just wants to see the Knicks' demise so bad, I didn't care that they won. And I mean that. It's just, I know from my side of things, watching it, how long of a season this is. And from a mental health perspective, that this game will be irrelevant in the long scheme of
course. It's still fun.
And I love that. And I'm just saying, I got to do what I got to do to keep myself ready. Like, I look back at the Knicks Pacers game 5 and 6, and I was at the Garden, and how hard I was rooting for Indiana. And now here, I just was like, don't even care. Just not affected by. Obviously, I wanted them to lose, but not mentally affected.
I mean, you're affected, but it's more of like, I guess you're right, because it's more of like a slow. I didn't really have a lot of passion in this game, watching it. I was watching it, I was rooting for them, but it wasn't. It's also the last time, and this is not to be a dick because you've been in the playoffs as a Nets fan plenty of times. But the last time you're watching a game, it's the Eastern Conference Finals. You're balls to the wall. Every moment means so much.
Yeah.
And now you're in game 1, and like you still have that sort of have that mentality, because the last time you're just like ready to go and everything, but it's not. It's game 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a close game. It was
tied after 3.
Right. It got, I mean, it wasn't close the whole game until the end of the third, and the Knicks pulled away, and then the Cavs cut it a little close towards the end. Knicks hit some free throws and it was over. But, it was never like, oh my God, we're going to lose this game. It was never, you never felt that way. And, the Knicks were without Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart, which sucked. But it was also, the Cavs were without Garland and Hunter.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
It was an
it's
even,
like, who knows?
Trade.
Right.
Well, that too. Yeah, but I'm saying it was like an even thing. Like, it wasn't like one team was shorthanded, the other team was fully stocked. It was a good litmus test, and especially after last year, where the Knicks lost every game to every team above them in the standings, and that was like a clickbait thing the whole year. And now the Knicks start the season beating a team they couldn't beat last year, even though they got further them in the playoffs. And everybody's anointing the Cavs this year because they hate the Knicks and they can't pick the Knicks to win a championship, of course. And the Cavs haven't been out of the second round. And the Knicks beat the Cavs in 5 a couple of years ago when the Cavs had home court, So it's I don't know why the Cavs get this kind of respect. I think it's just a Knicks bias, and that's just my opinion. But it's also strange that, the Cavs are put on this pedestal and the Knicks are knocked down when the Knicks upgraded at major positions on the bench.
The Cavs did win 64 games last year. The Cavs, we'll see on Friday night. They will go into Brooklyn to play the Nets. And I'm always interested in seeing what Ben Saroff does, in particular, because he was the one-on-one trade with Mikal Bridges.
Right.
Drake Powell also part of that. He was the Milwaukee Bucks pick that they got in return, and Saroff on his debut. He can't shoot. I think that's pretty clear. He did attempt threes though, which was good to see. But for a 19-year-old, he doesn't. Like, to me, he feels like he's 23, 24. He fills the stat line. I got to look at what his final box score was, but got into the paint, distributed the ball, could rebound. And I think it's pretty clear from my end after watching the Nets tonight that Ben Saroff is the point guard of the future and Yegor Dioman is not. And I'm not saying he's not part of the future. I think Yegor Dioman's going to be like a wing player. I really think so. Like, he can get the ball up the court and he can distribute the ball and pass it around, but his ability to get in the paint wasn't there. He doesn't have super quickness, but he can shoot and he can
Mhm.
move the ball around the perimeter. Like, to me, I think Saraf's the point guard, and he's just a wing player or two guard if they still exist in the NBA. That's just part of this rotation. I mean, he doesn't have the speed of a two guard, but I don't know what he is. He's not a Saraf's a point guard. I think it's pretty
Right.
clear. Like, that guy is a point guard who can rebound, who can push the ball. I think Dioman, the way he's shooting, early indications to me are he's a wing player. He's like Cam Johnson.
So he's not a point guard.
He
Saraf's more of a point guard, you're
I
saying?
don't know. He's kind of a point guard, but I don't get the vibes of like get the ball, like it's not LaMelo Ball. I mean, you could
Of
just
course.
see. You could see the clear difference in talent though when you're watching the Hornets. Just
Yeah.
their ability with Miller. Knipple can shoot. My God, that guy can shoot the fucking basketball.
Mhm.
There's just a clear difference in like Colin Sexton coming off the bench. There's
I
just
forgot
a
that.
clear.
Man. Yeah.
They have a nice young core,
Mhm.
and they've good veterans. Hornets are, I don't know if it's like they played the Nets, so they looked amazing, or they have some nice young nucleus, and Miller wasn't healthy last year. They have
Right.
a nice young nucleus that's gonna be a team fighting for players. But I don't know. I'm not sure, but
Right.
if it's the Nets or if it's them, but I was impressed with what I saw with Charlotte too.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte's what you want the Nets to be in like 3 years. I know the Charlotte Hornets aren't great yet, but like they are a step ahead. And if LaMelo stays healthy, they'll be, a low seeded playoff team. You know what I mean? Playing team, and they'll be there. Brandon Miller looks like he's going to take a step. Like you said, Knipple. Like these guys are good players, and LaMelo is the key. He's just hurt every year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like a dead franchise. But LaMelo is so popular. The 10 million followers on Instagram. This guy's like a global celebrity, and he's got a tattoo. I think for every follower he has. But he's not to shit on guys with tattoos.
That building had juice tonight. I will say that about the Hornets. That's an arena that's been no pun intended here, but like a buzzkill. There
hasn't been a lot of buzz, right?
Not much. But the building had a little juice.
Yeah.
They were into it. They had so many alley-oops and dunks. Oh my God. And I'm just watching Daron Sharp had so many illegal screens. Something on your phone, you're making you giggle.
Nothing's making me giggle. I'm laughing with you.
Oh, I thought you were reading something.
No, I'm just spamming people in DMs with the link so people join.
Okay, I got you.
I'm not paying attention. You're very self-conscious, man. You think?
Well, when you're looking down, I thought you were. I thought you were like DMing at Knicks.
One
at
through
Knicks
three.
Insert. What a win!
Yeah, no, I did that already. We're good with that. I did my Allen Houston gif of him after the Heat game 5. That's my post. You know how we do, Knicks fans. We're ready. You know what I mean? This is just another win on it's the first of many. First of at least 75 wins on the season. They'll lose a couple when they got to rest some guys, and that's it. They
won't
winning
get to
and winning.
75.
No, I know. Yes,
they won't get to 75. They'll probably get it.
I know.
Who knows?
You never know. Never know.
They're not gaining this. How much you want to wager 75 wins? That I feel confident in.
Well, then I would get a lot of odds for that.
Odds. We're not doing odds. Just make the bet.
Of course, it's got to be odds. If I'm betting they're going to win specifically 75 games, that means if they win 76, I lose. If they win 74, I lose. So I would have 70.
No. You think go over 75?
Like if I bet, if you win, you get like $5. If I win, I get like 1,000.
No, no, I'm not doing that.
That's
you're that confident in the 75. I want to go strip. We'll do $100. That's the bet.
Yeah, $100. Sure. Exactly 75, right?
Here's the bet.
Sure. Yeah.
Who has more? Do the Knicks have more wins than the Nets have losses?
Do the Knicks have more wins than the Nets have losses? That's a really good question.
So, like, if you say the Knicks have, so if the Knicks go 50 and 32,
right?
And then the Nets go
32 and 50.
Yeah. So that's the question. Seriously.
That is a good question.
Now, you before the season started said you think that this Nets team's going to win some games early,
right?
I can say from what I saw when they were playing rookies, and they are not. They are not. Like they are not. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that they will. I mean, for me, the excitement's just They're playing rookies. We're going to see them develop. We'll see how the season goes along.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the journey, is how they do.
Of course.
How they get better. When it's March and we see things out of guys and we learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight's a small sample size of everything we will see.
Right.
That's what matters. The wins and losses don't matter. I'm not one of the Net fans that's rooting for them to lose. I'm not. I know that in the grand scheme of things, it's probably better if they get a top whatever pick this year and continue to get more young talent in, just like the Hornets have Ball and Miller. It's the same idea. But, I just can't force myself to do that. I want to see them win games, but they're not. Like, they're just not going to win back. They're just, I'm telling you, Alex, they are not winning basketball.
I don't get the tanking thing from Nets fans this year because you have all these young players. It's time to start cheering for wins or rooting for wins. I get they're not going to win a lot, but they're going to lose more than they win, and I understand that. But the tanking mentality should be in a year where there's a guy like, Cooper Flag. There's there's
still great talent out there.
Of course, but I'm saying, like, you have 5 first-round picks. You want to root for the wins. You want to root for the progression. I saw somebody put out something the other day. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Billy on the Nets guy. And he said something like I forgot what it was. I want to find it and give him a shout out. But it's a good question. And a lot of Nets fans took the latter, where it was like, do you want the Nets to get like the 7th pick and Doyman looks great, or he doesn't look great and they get the number 1 pick? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't.
Well, I guess that's such
I gotta find it.
Such an impossible question to answer because what does look great mean? Who is the number 1 pick? Like if he comes out and he's a complete bust, but if he comes out and you're like, wow, we got a guy, then you don't need to.
Like, who cares?
To get another guy.
That's the point. Yeah, that's
if Doyman, if Yegor Dioman and let's say Ben Saroff both make All NBA first team, but they stink. Or let's like, I guess I'd rather the Nets be a little better than everybody thought. They're the 10th seed, and Yegor and Saroff and Powell, or whatever the combination is, are first and second NBA rookies, and they look really good. Then you're like, that's the point. Then they're horrible, and then you have another top 3 pick. I rather have progression of guys that are good. I think the worst case scenario is they're not very good, and somehow they win games and get lucky, I guess. And they just need to improve. Their progress and them being good NBA players is critical for the development of this season.
For sure.
And I guess in the grand scheme of things, Alex, if they can look like they got some progress and they're being really good, and then at the same time the team kind of stinks as they're doing this, and they get a really good lottery pick and another guy to add to it, in the long run, that's the best. I can't sit there and watch the game and physically root for the other team. And anybody that says they are rooting for a tank still can't actually do that. I'm sorry, you can't just sit there and actually root for the other team to win the game. Like, how could you actually do that? Like, I in your body. Even the Jets now, who are clearly, it's going to be better for them, Alex, to lose games.
Of course.
I think getting a top flight quarterback in this year's draft is the number 1 priority for the Jets. Obviously, they don't have a future if they don't do that.
I don't want them to lose every game. I want them to at least win a game. Yes.
It's hard for you to sit there, even though in the grand scheme of it, to have the number 1 pick would be the best option.
For sure.
But you can't, as a fan, sit there and then be like, oh, I think I'm going to be like rooting against them. It's impossible. Like, even the Giants, okay? Right. I'm pissed off for people that they slid down to the 3rd pick and they couldn't get Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. I'll ask Giant fans this. Would you trade Jackson Dart right now for the number 1 pick that's in Tennessee? Of course not.
Yeah. Or what about the last 2 MVPs in the NFL? Josh Allen wasn't a top pick. I mean, he was a top pick, but he wasn't like the number 1 pick. And Lamar Jackson, the Ravens traded into the first round, the last pick of the first round.
Lamar Jackson. What the Giants did too. Not the last pick, but the Giants traded into the first round. And like, the Giants have their guy in Dart. Like, unless things go really bad, they've got a guy.
At the very least, he's a very good quarterback.
Looks like they have something they can build on.
Yeah.
And I told you, by the way, and this is a Nets and Knicks podcast, but I told you, by the way, when I watched Dart in the preseason, you're like,
the Knicks and Nets podcast, actually. Not Nets and Knicks.
Shut up. Here go Giant fans, overreacting And I was like, dude, this guy can play.
Right. There's something there. No, I get it. Now that I'm watching, I definitely wasn't watching Giants preseason games. So like you guys had more experience
Loser.
with that, but, yeah. But as a Jets fan, how could I not be watching Giants preseason games besides the Giant one? And Dart does have something there. But the point of the story and the point of the topic is Billy Reinhardt's post, which I have.
Let's hear it.
He said,
"Shout out to Billy, who's watching.
Billy's great.
He goes, watching right now. We'll find out.
What's a better outcome for the Nets this season? Yegor Doyman finishes top 5 for Rookie of the Year and looks like a future star, but the Nets pick 7th in the 2026 draft, or Doyman struggles, doesn't make an all-rookie team, but the Nets pick 3rd."
I think him being
the better guy is. Yeah. So I agree.
I guess that'd be like, I'm trying to think, like, would you root for? Okay, go with me here. My brain.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Thinking, would you root for, like, all right, you go out for dinner. Hold on, and it's a great meal, but it means, and you've got this restaurant that you love. But it means the new restaurant in town is going to be average, or like won't be as good as you think it'll be. Or you go to a restaurant and it's not that good, but you know that there's a potential for a really good restaurant to come in. How good of an analogy is that?
I'm very confused.
Yeah, so am I. The point is, of course, you want to root for progress with the guys you have. Then you're just kicking the can down the road.
It's like the Magic Box Family Guy thing. It's like a boat can be boat, but a magic box can be anything. It could even be a boat. You know what I mean? It's just like, take the boat, you idiot. You know what I mean? Take the thing that you know is great. No, I get that. You know what? And something that I'm really, really happy as a Knicks fan right now is that these are not the conversations we're having anymore about, do we want to tank? Who we trying to find in free agency? You know, guys, you know, who's going to want to come?
Sure.
Now we got a championship contending team with the Knicks, and Giannis wants to be a Knick. You know what I'm saying? It's a great place to be. And not so long ago, the Nets fans were in that situation where they had the guys and they had the title contending team and the confidence and the swagger. And now the shoe's on the other foot. And it's weird how things change and go up and down. I think for this podcast, it'd be great if they were both up at the same time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, being a Knicks Nets podcast, it's still great to see both perspectives and how we go up and down. Hopefully the Knicks stay up and then the Nets come up. And then, you know, we're really like, you know, keep this rivalry going because it's a real rivalry, obviously. But I'm just happy. I'm just happy overall that I'm not having those conversations with the Knicks. In watching the Jets suck and the Mets blow it every year. And it's just, Knicks are, you know, this is the time. You know what I'm saying? We're here. And at the worst comes the worst. And I said this on my post today, and Knicks Central did a little video that, you know, at best, Knicks win a championship. At worst, they trade for Giannis. You know what I mean? It's a win-win season. It really is, you know?
Well, it's not. If they don't win, they're losers. I'm sorry. Just because then they
win, they're losers. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, if they don't win a championship,
it will suck. Sure, it will suck if they don't win a championship.
Go on the
record
record
the finals.
It will suck. Hey, we lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's a win-win.
How about that consolation prize?
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee of that. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're getting honest if they don't win.
There's no guarantee of that. Things change, as you just alluded to. Things change very fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a volatile league. And there's no guarantee that all of a sudden, because, all right, Knicks lose in the second round to the Hawks or the Raptors, who are up and coming, like RJ Barrett goes off. Here's the scenario, too, by the way. So there's 384 fans listening right now. They're all coming. I know a majority of them are coming from your Twitter page. So if you're watching this live, hey, Knicks fans, this is for you. It's the second round of the NBA playoffs. Emmanuel quickly goes for 40 in Game 7. But Mitt has a shot with 3 seconds left. Raptors down 1, hits the rim, gets off, and then all of a sudden RJ Barrett tips it in for the win. The Raptors go ahead to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks, they do not advance. They lose. Mikal Bridges didn't even play in the fourth quarter. Who the hell knows what happened there? I don't know. We'll have to talk to Coach Brown about that in the postgame. Okay, now all of a sudden things are looking really different. The Bucks actually lost in the second round too, and Giannis says, "I don't know if I want this situation." The point of it is, Alex, the league can change so fast, and other teams, there could be other scenarios where Giannis wants to go. He might want to stay. Don't think that like they have this idea that, at any point we can just deal for Giannis. It doesn't work like that.
Not at any
It just
point,
doesn't.
But in the off season, they definitely can. They could even do it in a month.
They could engage.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Milwaukee has to be a partner back, and I've said this before. The Knicks.
I'm not even.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
The Bucks. There's nothing. You have to. There's nothing. We never finished this conversation, and fuck, I would like to do it now. There is nothing that in this current state that the Knicks could offer to Milwaukee that really could tickle them. And because the Knicks don't have assets for a team to rebuild, it makes it really difficult and challenging. Now, you made this point and you said, well, the Bucks don't have their own picks. So because of that, they wouldn't want to make a trade with the Knicks because they can't take for themselves.
No, I didn't say they wouldn't want to make a trade for the Knicks. I'm saying they can't just tank and
correct.
just get bad. They can't
and
just
the problem
dump Giannis and tank.
And I respect what you're actually. I don't. I hear what you're saying, and I understand your point about it. But the issue is they don't have them. They don't have options.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it makes it a lot more difficult to just say, let me take on Karl Anthony Towns and be god-awful. And that's where it gets a little bit more complicated. And I say this, I said it before, that if they did not trade for Mikal, it would be a lot easier for them to be trade partners with Milwaukee.
Honestly,
no.
I hear you. I acknowledge you, Mike. I acknowledge your feelings.
We're not in bad weather fans.
I hear you.
You don't have to. Don't do that.
Take a step back and breathe. But honestly, I
mean, if you could just do the dishes once in a while, it would mean a lot to me. I mean, I have to do you ever fold the laundry?
It doesn't matter what the Bucks want. If Giannis wants the Knicks, he will be a Knick. That's it. That's how the NBA works.
And if he doesn't want them, because things can change.
Yes, things can change if Giannis changes his mind. The Bucks' feelings have nothing to do with this conversation.
After this Raptors second round loss with the RJ Barrett Game 7 tip-in winner off the Emmanuel Quickly missed shot after he does score 40 points.
Dude,
by the way, where's the
kill
defense?
Me, dude. Honestly, losing in the playoffs this season before the finals or in the finals at all would kill me like any season. The Knicks losing in the playoffs to an RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly-led Raptors team would crush me.
Yeah, I'm rooting for that.
Crushed, not only physically but mentally, because I would start punching myself in the face. I don't know what I would do. Bang my head against the wall. I would be distraught.
Raptors killed the Hawks, by the way, 138 to 118. RJ Barrett 25.
Fucking Hawks.
Everybody scored in double figures. Quickly, Barnes.
Hey man, Pirtle, everybody's been shitting on Quickly, my boy Quickly. Everybody's been knocking him. He's been
0 for 7 for 7 from 3 tonight.
Whatever. Everybody's been knocking him all summer. He's like the contract that people want to knock, and it's become like the new fun thing to knock Emmanuel Quickly's contract.
What about it?
He's really good, and he hasn't had a chance. The Raptors have been shit. They've been tanking most of the years. They traded for Ingram in the middle of the season. They just said they just said forget this year, last year, and now this year they're going to go in with Barrett, Quickly, Barnes and Ingram and Podol and trying to make a run, and they're going to be a playoff team. It is.
Oh yeah, they're definitely a playoff team.
People who and Quickly's going to play really well in big moments, and like he always does, and RJ Barrett as well, and Ingram is just like a loser. He's the kind of player, just a losing player. He's
got to stay healthy.
Yeah, but a lot of talent, but something's missing there. But anyway, forget the Raptors, forget them. Knicks are going to the finals. They won their first game today. They're one of, let's say, 70 wins that they had today. No, I'm saying 57 is my total. But it's very important for them to get off to a hot start. It's very important for them to keep the hot start going, and so they can cruise a little bit and quiet the rumblings of Giannis rumors that ESPN and Windhorse and those guys want to push down your throat and make it like the Knicks didn't want Giannis and they had no need for Giannis. And yeah, because Giannis needs the Knicks more than the Knicks need Giannis right now to win a championship. And that's just a fact. And if Giannis didn't need the Knicks to win a championship, he wouldn't be leaving Milwaukee where he wants to stay. And that's it. And it's as simple as that. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Well,
like Stone Cold.
Can I read you? Can I read you the Sixers?
Sorry, I had to get that rant out. Yes, go
That
ahead.
was it
It's
was
the
awesome.
Celtics. VJ, they went off, right? The rookie.
Yeah.
He went
So
crazy.
what
Yeah.
happened? First of all, what happened to Embiid?
What happened to him?
He played 20 minutes. He was
I
1 for
probably got
9
hurt.
from the field. He had 4.6 rebounds, 2 assists.
He's cooked, man.
So
I
20 minutes.
and I don't
I
feel
need
bad for him. You know, he's a like a dirty player. I never want to see anybody injured, of course, but if anybody was to get injured, like he deserves it based on what he did to Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs a couple of years ago. And Mitchell Robinson's ankle still isn't well, and right now that's why he's missing games right now because of his ankle, because of what Embiid did to him. So you know
Yeah.
what? I don't even care.
No,
I
he's
just laugh
definitely
at the Sixers.
but they beat the Celtics. They come back. They were down like 11 points in the fourth quarter.
hmm
And Edgecombe goes for 34. Maxey goes for 40. And that is just proof of just Quentin Grimes 10, 5, and 5. And B basically doesn't play, but it's like,
So Quentin Grimes is
damn.
back to being Quentin Grimes, not the end
Well,
of the NBA season. Quentin
well,
Grimes
he
that
played,
wanted $30 million a year or whatever.
I didn't watch the game. So 10,
course
5,
not,
and
yeah.
5 can mean a lot of things, Alex. Like he could have had a very productive game. I don't think
Right.
that's fair.
But he was
To read
dropping
off a
25 a game. He was, last year.
That was
at the end of the
that was when
season,
they
he
had
was
nobody
going
on the
nuts.
court. Now they've got
Yeah.
a top 3 pick in
Right.
Edgecombe.
Right.
Maxey's dropping 40.
It's true.
But it's just so frustrating with and we'll see what Dioman becomes. But like
Mhm.
that's why you wanted the top 3 pick this year.
Right.
And to see him drop 36 in his NBA debut against the Celtics, I don't care who's not on that team anymore in Boston. That's pretty impressive.
It is. Whatever. Knicks are beating everybody in the East. It doesn't matter. They beat the Cavs. They got swept by them last year. It was a big story. Knicks can't beat anybody. Oh, how are we going to beat the Cavs in the playoffs? How are we going to beat the Celtics in the playoffs? How are we going to beat the Thunder? Well, you didn't play the Thunder because you didn't get to the finals. You didn't play the Cavs because they couldn't get out of the second round again. You beat the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? So It is what it is. It's just all media narratives to get you through the season and get everybody excited and get their panties in a bunch.
Which is exactly why I'll always just not be hypocritical.
Yeah.
Like I can't sit here and then say,
but it doesn't mean nothing. I know what you're going to say. The regular season means nothing.
No,
but it doesn't mean nothing.
It means
it's not like it means nothing. It's not preseason. Yeah,
I guess. But I mean, so it doesn't. Of course, they all mean something, and they're all building towards something,
right?
So it means a lot, right? Like, and I don't want to minimize any of that, but in the grand scheme of it, this game will not mean anything when they get to the playoffs. I'm sorry. Like the Knicks upset the Celtics, got home court, lost to a team that had a lower seed in the Pacers. Did that home opener versus the Celtics impact that? I don't know.
Of course
I don't know.
But it's like you said, it's a cumulative
effort.
It's
an cumulative grind. Of course.
It is. No so doubt. It means something, but it doesn't mean
I'm going to minimize the win, man. Try to stop.
Of course you are, because you're a Knicks hater and you're a Nets fan, and that's what happens. You're jealous.
There's nobody more honest about the Knicks that's a Nets fan than me. I
hate the Nets too. But now I kind of feel bad.
I always keep it on. I don't see that.
I feel a little bad, like the little guys rub the little head, like, oh man, it's all right, guys, you'll be all right.
See, don't go there. Don't do that. Don't do that. You've never seen a championship in your life, so don't be an asshole.
It's only about championships, right? That's all you can do. Only people who can talk is about championships. And then if you have a championship, you have to have 7 championships.
You just said you were rubbing my head, asshole. I mean, give me a fucking break. And by the way, when the Mets won, you were 1.5. So stop it.
I was almost 2.
1 3/4.
Because I was on November 7th, 1984, and they won in what is October of 1986. So I was 2 years old. I mean, come on, I was 2.
Okay.
When do you start? As a father of 2.
Thing.
Can I ask you a question? Serious question?
Yes, that's the one thing I will not accept. The minimizing of that, and that's exactly why it just stuff like that. Just do not.
I know. I'm just busted balls.
Well, I'm not.
As a father of 2, when do you stop counting months for kids? I say it's at 2. Where you're like, my kid is 18 months, my kid is 19 months. I'm not going to be like, my kid is 27 months. You know what I mean? That's just weird. I think like then you got people like doing the math, like what, 20, 24, that, it's too much.
Yeah, I think what you do is so like for example, my daughter, I'll say if you said ask me how old is my daughter?
How old is your daughter?
She'll be 3 in February.
Got it. So then that's good. So
You
yeah, I
like
do
how
that.
I did
2
that?
years. My son is 2 years and 4 months. So I say 2 years and 4 months. I don't say 28 months.
Yeah, or
What
you
I'm
could
saying?
say
Yeah.
what month would his birthday be? Then that would
June.
be June. Right. You say, "Oh, he turned 2 in June." Maybe like to go backward.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Because
Sorry, it
I
was a
guess
little sidebar. I was curious about what people think about that because
yeah, that's a good question. I think because like the development
my son is
break
36 months. Like
well,
what? Like bro, like
I'll break
when do
this
we
down a little
stop?
bit. But as you see, Alex, when you see
Yes.
like when your kid grows up, there's so much change that happens so fast. So like
Right.
there's a huge difference between 1 year and 2 years,
Mhm.
2 year and 3 years, right?
Right.
So that's why you have to like if I say like for example, my son just turned 5, but if I said a week before he was 5, he's 4, there's a huge difference between almost being 5 and just turning 4. Like the gap you just see with
Right.
kids is just
Right.
crazy. It just
Right.
changes so fast, right? And I mean, with us, no.
No, I get it.
But that was actually the best question you asked me tonight.
That's cool. And the most random comment ever just now, Pat Connaughton, 6th man of the year, getting loose podcast left. So thanks for that. It's very relevant to our conversation about the Knicks and the Nets.
Yeah, why can't I? There you go. Getting loose pot. Oh, that's I know who that is. All right.
Who is that?
Not important. No one of relevance. No, I'm
You're
just
not
kidding.
important. Just
Yeah,
like your comment was not important to
he
our
knows it.
podcast.
Actually, I have to shout out to Leon. Not the cat, the person who just
The
wrote
person.
that comment.
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
cat named Leon. My cat is named after the person that just wrote that post.
Yes. And is not his boyfriend. No, it is not.
No. I mean, well, I could give the backstory of it, but I won't
It's
bore
not
people.
important. But yeah,
Pat
anyway,
Connaughton.
that just threw me off.
He
But
was on the he's on the Hornets.
is he?
Yeah, he didn't play.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's that beginning of the season where you're like, and especially this offseason where there was no big guys that really changed teams like how it used to be in free agency. It was all like mid to low level players, like a Pat Connaughton. And you don't know where guys are. So the first couple of weeks of the season, I'd be like, oh, he's there. Oh, he's over
Right.
there. Spencer Dinwiddie is where?
Yeah,
Guys like
Hornets
that.
cut him.
Yeah. Where's he now? He did get picked up.
I think
right?
he's not picked up.
Yeah. So
I can see why the Hornets picked him. They don't need him.
yeah, they do not. They do not. The Hornets are, like I said, they're going to be good. Of course, everybody has the overreactions, first game overreactions all around, and that's what's going to happen. That's why I'm happy the Knicks won. Like that was the biggest anxiety of myself going into this game was the casual fan or the national media person trying to make clickbait of Knicks get blown out today by the Cavs, who are the other team in the East. It's going to be, the Knicks can't hang. See, they couldn't beat them last year. They can't beat them this year. Right. Same old stuff. Should have never fired Tibbs. Now the Knicks beat the Cavs, and it really wasn't that hard of a game, and you could just relax. Now it's the Knicks have to get their flowers, and
that's why you do have to respect me because let's say the Cavs did win, I would have the same take. I do. I'd be more pleased.
Yes,
but I'd have the same take. Like, okay, so the Cavs won. Let's see what happens in April when they have to figure out how to double team Banchero. Like, okay, it's calm,
What are you gonna do?
But I hear what you're saying because I didn't think of it from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not a Knicks fan, I didn't think of that of like overreactions. Knicks lose to the Cavs, all those those kind of questions. Didn't
No, it's just annoying.
I didn't think about that.
The people that I think of or I listen to on a daily basis and people that are just around and on TV that everybody listens to, like you can tell who's not engaged on a diehard level. And as a diehard, you can always tell. And I know that's not really fair because especially national guys, well, not national guys, they should be able to do it. But, people who are not diehard Knicks fans, they work in media or whatever. They have to cover every team. They have to watch every team, and they have a life. They have a family. They have responsibilities outside of watching sports. But so they can't be as engaged with one team as we can. But I just feel you can always tell. You know what I'm saying? And once you lose that respect, it's hard to get it back. And I will always respect a person who doesn't act like he knows something, but asks questions and then reacts to his knowledge level instead of somebody who's trying to bullshit his way through a segment saying he knows what's going to happen in this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be like, well, when did that happen? Well, maybe that's because of this. Oh, do you think it's because of that? Or, you know what I mean? Not just be like, this is going to happen, and that's because of this guy and this person I heard of 2 minutes ago while I'm reading a stat sheet.
As I get older in life, I think a really important quality is just to admit, like, I need help. Like, tell me, I need, like, doesn't mean I'm not smart.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm dumb. It doesn't mean, like, that goes for even at work. Like, I need help because I need you to help me learn this. And that's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Right? I mean,
at work, don't ask the same question more than twice. Then they're gonna be like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, you ask the question once, and then
situations change. Yeah, you learn, but that's how you learn.
But this is how I always do it at work: is you ask the question once, you ask a second one of like, "Hey, I'm not sure," and then after that, you better figure it out on your own. Otherwise, it's gonna be a big problem. Or you ask somebody else who doesn't have any idea what's going on with your question.
Right. No, I mean, I think, if you want to get into the nuances of people that do their jobs well or don't, they ask for help, they learn from it. You make a mistake, you get better, do it better next time.
It's true. It's true. Very true. Very true.
You know, I had a great person tell me one time, there's no real podcast emergencies, right? Like, screw up a podcast, it's a podcast.
Do it over.
It's not the end of the world. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so you didn't ask me your question.
What do you mean? Which question?
That's rookie.
Oh, yes. Everyone's favorite segment of our Bad Weather Fans podcast, which we're on now. So Nets have 5 first-round picks. In every episode, I'm going to ask Mike, whose stock is the highest out of the 5 first-round picks? I can't name all them right now. I know Wolf, Saraf, Doyman. What's the other guy's name? Fuck. There's one other guy's.
It's 2.
2 other. I know, but there's
I'm
one
not
other
telling
one.
you.
Yeah, I can't name them. Go ahead.
So
whose stock is highest, Mike?
I would say from that performance, probably Yegor.
Yeah. Over Saraf, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he came off the bench. He made 4 threes. I mean, let me read you their stat lines.
Go for it.
So I can help out with that part of it. By the way, Michael Porter Jr. was horrible.
Was he? I saw some of the game. During halftime in the game, I saw the Hornets smack the Nets at the end of the second. I was like, wow, this game's it's kind of close because
it was 2-point game.
Can I read a text exchange between us earlier? So I texted Mike. I said, what's going on with the Knicks game and blah blah blah, and then I said, what's going on with the Nets? This is before I put it on. He goes, they won't win a game this year. Laughing my Doyman is playing good, I guess. I gave Mike this whole long thing of what's going on in the game so he can be updated of what's going on with the Knicks game. Because I had to turn the game on a little late to put my son to bed. And so I DVR'd and caught up within a few minutes. I was only about 10 minutes behind. And so it's just caught up. Knicks played well, smacking Cavs. Everyone's played, et cetera, et cetera. Mike goes, they won't win a game this year. that sucked.
Well, the minutes,
the score's not so bad. Anyway,
no, I know, but you could just tell the minutes were interesting. The most minutes. Guess what the number? A couple players had it, but guess what the highest amount of minutes anybody got tonight on the Nets was?
30.
Lower.
27.
Lower.
25. Oh, not the voice lower. 25.
Yes. Can you name the 2 players that got that?
Cam Thomas and Nick Claxton.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
And Tyrese Martin.
Tyrese Martin.
He played well. He had a good game. He gave him a little life.
So just going by the hot hand kind of a thing.
He came in and was one of those guys that was able to. I mean, he shot 1 for 5 from 3, so I shouldn't say he was that great, but he gave them a little life in that third quarter. Right. Saraf, 20 minutes, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And then, the Pudgy Boys. 1 second, buddy. And then, Yegor, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal in 23 minutes.
Not bad.
Here's a question for you from the Pudgy Boys. It's BOYZ Sports Talk.
Love the early lineup experimenting. It will bode well for the latter part of the season. Excited for this Knicks team. Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that too. See, I think there's more of that needs to happen.
Right.
And I've lost track of the. We should start a counter, the Tibometer of when Tibbs is brought up, or the Tibbs counter. But I do think there's something to like. Fuck it, let's figure this out. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see how. Let's experiment a little bit, right? Like,
right.
We're in college. Let's try things. Whatever.
It's a funny post. Dolan J. Trump back on Twitter. Shout out to him. And he had where is it? I gotta find it. He had a really great post, like with the Dolan J.
Tibbs.
Trump mix of mix of Dolan and Trump. It was the Thibral media wants Mike Brown to fail so badly they aren't even hiding it anymore. I love that. The Thibral media, that was.
I thought it was a little bit of a stretch to liberal. I liked the idea of the post.
Oh, come on.
I thought it was a little bit.
You just hate everything right now. You hate everything right now. I thought it was a good
Dolan.
joke.
Just Dolan.
Just Dolan J. Trump. Just hate that.
Him.
Just hate him.
Yeah, you can clip that and repost it.
I will.
I actually really like Dolan. I think he's a really good person and has a really great concept.
Yes.
And buy his merch.
Buy his merch.
Doesn't exist.
No more merch, but buy it anyway.
Buy it. No, I like Dolan. I shouldn't say that. But I honestly, I didn't think that was a great post of it. He's done better.
I thought it was funny. So
there's a little bit of a stretch. Thibral.
I thought it was.
I mean, if the coach's name was like.
I mean, he got Thib in, THIB in. He got the whole name in there without. I mean, that's not his real name.
Did people like it? How did people react to the post?
It went well. It did really well, actually.
167,000
views. So
that's pretty good. That's good. That's good for Dolan. That's better than usual. That's true.
It's not like a Mike Delivers Pod video that goes viral when you're doing jokes and people think you're serious. Like last year when you made a whole joke about
what did I do? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Selfie video you did where you like made fun of the Knicks and how they're gonna lose, or the Nets and this and that, and then you just. I don't know. Everybody took you seriously.
I'll have to do that again.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I'll have to do that again.
Shout out to Buddha. Shout out to Eater. And shout out to my boy Anthony for reposting the stream. But I don't know, man. So I think it's interesting that both the Knicks and the Nets played their full roster tonight, pretty much, besides Diawara and maybe another guy on the Nets. And I think it's cool that they're getting their feet wet. And I said earlier in the pod and on Twitter, that it's good that, they're getting everybody into the game early, because it's kind of like baseball. Excuse me. Kind of like baseball, where it's like even guys who stink, you're going to get them in the lineup the first week or the first series of the year, because you want everybody to get that at bat and get that feel. You know what I'm saying? Get in the game. Even guys that aren't going to play every day and maybe play once a week, they're going to get in game 2 or be a pinch runner or something. You know what I mean? It's good for the Knicks, and they did it in a way where everybody was playing big minutes and real minutes, not, end of the game blowout.
Alex, can I tell you something? What Tom Thibodeau did was not normal.
It was not.
It was not. Look, I'm going to make you laugh. Can I make you laugh?
I don't know. Now
I'm going to make you laugh.
I'm going to try.
What do you think the chances are I can make you laugh here?
I think very slim, considering I'm going to try not to laugh. I'm going
to laugh. All right. Okay. So let me say, what Tom Thibodeau did last year was not normal. This is more normal, right? Like, so for example, let's say you're dating a girl, okay? And you've been with her for 5 years.
I'm already laughing. It's always an example. It's going to come back to food. It's always an example.
That was it. I would just say, but now you have somebody that, it's a little different.
Right.
Different honeymoon personality.
Stage. Yeah.
Some things you're like, oh, I like this. That feels good. Do that again. Right? That's what you're getting here, okay?
Yes.
And then, shout out to Buddha.
It's like a chicken parm. You get a really good chicken parm hero, but then you might go to another place that you haven't tried before, and the bread's not as soggy. It's on garlic bread, and you're like, all right, man, this is actually a really good chicken parm hero. It's kind of like, let me not go there.
Shout out to Buddha.
I was gonna say, I'll insinuate the joke instead of saying the joke. Like, I didn't know what a good was until I got one.
Right.
I'll just say that. Like, I didn't know what a good one was until it happened. I'll just put it that way. And they're like, oh, okay. That's what that is. Now I get it. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. So anyway, yes, to answer your question, I just don't think you're used to
right.
Like normalcy in that regard.
Coaches.
Doesn't mean you could be upset with.
Think about what the Knicks.
I'm just saying, that's more normal.
Has dealt with. It's been a
you're
while
just
since
used to it.
You've had a good normal coach on a really great team. You know what I'm saying? Before Tibbs, it's been a long time since Woodson.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and Woodson was good, but he was also weird with his rotations or timeouts. Like he just would wait forever to call timeout. And you're just like, man, and that's part of why he got fired. It's just like,
yes.
And Phil Jackson coming in, wanting to bring in his guy, Derek Fisher, and then Rambis liking porn. And you know what I mean? It was great. It was a great run that they had after Woodson, but he did. I mean, he got caught.
No, I remember.
What's funny now is that he wouldn't even get caught. He can like all the porn he wants on X now, and he wouldn't even nobody can see your likes anymore. So
wait, what happened? They got rid of liking likes?
Yeah, you can still like things, but your likes are not public on your profile. So nobody.
Would you have to stalk somebody and look at what they did, or would it be impossible to find out?
It's impossible to find out your likes.
Like the porn site or the porn bot would have, or whatever would have to report and be like, hey.
Somebody would have to screenshot that they liked you. Like, let's say,
which is not probably happening. The porn star probably doesn't know Kurt Rambis is.
No, but nobody could see your likes. So, like, if they see your likes and how many you have. Let's say you have 25 likes. They can't see who of the 25 people that liked it. They just see 25 people liked it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not on your profile. So it's literally secret. And Elon Musk did that because he wants you to be able to have your own timeline without being
so you can look at porn stars and I guess
so you can look at porn if you want to like a million porn sites and then tweet about sports, your timeline is going to be a bunch of freaking porn, but you know what I'm saying, but nobody will know, what I'm saying. So that's
your algorithm will figure that out,
so you have a personalized algorithm. That was the idea. So
comment here from Buddha. He said, what's up, boys? He's talking about the Nets. Love the game tonight. Great defensive effort, good ball movement, and 11 guys played. Thanks for that comment about the Nets, Buddha. We appreciate it.
No, it's true, man. You're playing the whole team, and it's great. And Buddha's great. He came with me to the Knicks game in Philly when they clinched the playoff game 6.
Great extreme. Very good. It
was a great game. Great game.
No, I'm talking about Buddha.
Buddha's a great guy.
He is a very good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
I mean, we did make a deal that he can drive me in somewhere in New Jersey. I could take an Uber from him, and then he drove me home. So drove me to his house in South New Jersey, and then I'd take a $200 Uber home.
Central.
South to me. I was living in the city, living in the city, and then taking a $200 Uber instead of a cheaper one where he could have driven me a little bit closer, a little closer. Nah, it's all good. It was all good. I had a great time. I didn't have to get on the train, which is the whole thing. So that would have sucked. But it is what it is. I'm happy. Knicks played well, won the game, get the casuals off their back. He commented, Central. He doesn't want to be associated with South New Jersey.
We're Central Jersey. I know Mike. I've met him.
He's actually shouting me out. Central, like Nick Central. That's what he's doing.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Get an inflated ego.
I'm happy. Knicks won. Quieted the bullshit for a day. No casual can say the Knicks suck now. No, I mean, they can still do whatever they want, of course, but they can't be like, look at this game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they couldn't even beat this team that was shorthanded, even though the Knicks are shorthanded. Knicks are without Mitch and Hart.
I forget sometimes
Hunter. And
I forget sometimes how sensitive Knicks fans are to what people think about them.
I'm very sensitive when it comes to
remember that.
It drives
I just remember
crazy.
Yeah, I just have to remember that. I don't know. I guess I'm just more secure with my fandom.
It's me. Honestly, it's me. I don't know if all Knicks fans are like that. I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
No, but I'm being serious. It's me. Like, I hate when somebody does clickbait shit that's not true or stretches the truth about anything, not just the Knicks, about anything, but especially with the Knicks or one of my sports teams or, my religion, things like that, like drives me fucking crazy. And to the point where I can't help myself but respond. So that's one of my problems that I leave with my foot in my mouth sometimes. on Twitter, but that is what it is. I'm not perfect. I say my opinion, and if sometimes it comes back to bite me, but you're always gonna get my honest opinion. So whatever.
No, that's true. I mean, you can recognize it and see it. That's important.
Yeah,
that is important.
So,
But there's stuff that I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Obviously, there's net stuff that bugs me. I mean, the patting on the head, minimizing. Not gonna accept that.
I only did that because I know it pisses you off.
No, I know. I know. It's even though I know what you're doing, it
Yeah.
still bothers me. Even though I know it's coming from a place of pretend, make believe, it still gets on my nerve.
Right.
All right, Bad Weather Fans 285.
Yeah.
We are live here. If you're watching on Alex's Twitter feed, don't forget you can check us out on YouTube, Bad Weather Fans. It's episode 285. We have a ton of content on there. We're pumping it out. So please go and check it out. Like and subscribe. I'm at Mike Delivers Pod on Twitter. Truth be told, as Alex was just talking about some of his stuff, I've deleted the app. I'll go on there and do what I need to do, to promote this show.
Yeah.
But there were two things on there that were driving me crazy. And I said, and it's not the porn bots. I just couldn't take it anymore, Alex. And I've had a better life for deleting it.
Hey, listen, it's not for everybody. And I know when the Nets turn it around one day and you'll want to see positive content about the Nets and get into it more, I'm sure you'll get back on there. But
yeah,
you're on there, but you're not on there as engaged as you used to be. So I understand.
No, and I found myself falling for the trap a little bit today. There was a post from Papa Left, who is a Knicks fan, and I enjoy Papa Left. I think he's very engaging, talented, funny. He's interesting. Yeah. And he posted something, and then I responded, and the old me would have been like, it would have been 8 minutes of me back and forth. I said, "What am I doing? Stop. Do work. Earn a living." And I stopped.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
And sometimes shout out to Papa Left doing his YouTube show, though. That's really cool.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. I'm happy for him. Had a lot going on in his life, and he's turned himself around, doing his thing, and I'm really happy for him.
Yeah. No, it looks good. Good stuff.
So
check him out.
Yeah, like and subscribe. We're available. Bad Weather Fans available on all podcasting platforms. YouTube, we had some great interviews that you can look in the archives, which is a cave, I guess, if you look at it that way. Funny way to look at it. Richard Jefferson came on a few times, busting balls. No, he really did. He was busting my balls. Trace McGrady came on. Chris Childs, Channing Frye, Kerry Kittles. Who else, Mike? Ron Artest. And
Metal World Peace. Yeah. Iron Eagle. Connor Hughes. Corey Cantor.
Buddha was on too. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of guys. Lee Valentin, our boy, comedian, great guy, friend. Who else? We had some other guests.
Don't worry, I think we're good.
No, I wanted to name some names. Evan Roberts,
Chris Childs.
Chris Childs. I said
and
that
for
already.
the younger Knicks fan who probably doesn't know, he was on their teams in the 90s.
Oh, Jerome Williams.
Jerome Williams. He was fun.
He was great. Funny Steph Curry story. So that's all available on our platform, Bad Weather Fans. It's available everywhere. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, the whole thing, the whole shebang.
Bad Weather Fan, episode 285. Alex has figured out how to click the comments, and yes. He's enjoying himself there. All right, this has been episode 285. Thank you again. Check us on out. We'll be back next week. Keep following us and keep watching live. Alex, have a great night, and we'll talk to you later.
You too, Mike.